Yeah, when I try to read, I go, huh, too, because I don't know how to read. That tugged at the heartstrings, man.
I did not just talk like that, did I really?
That is exactly
Oh
what
my
you just
god,
sounded like.
no!
All right, guys. Welcome back to the Talk Before You Run podcast. We're going to do something a little bit different here today than what we've been doing. I know we've been doing these, what, what would you call that? Like, educational,
Super serious talks.
Yeah,
yeah, informative, super serious topics and stuff like that.
and they've just been
Today we're
random.
going to, yeah, well, the Halloween one wasn't random considering we did it on Halloween, but
True.
we're going to go ahead and do something that hopefully we can have a little bit more fun with. So, I don't want to call it a reaction because we're not reacting to it, but we're.
No, it is. It's a reaction. Alright, guys, we're gonna do Am I the Asshole? Reacting to stories and trying to talk upon whether or not we believe these people are, in fact, the asshole.
If you go by me, everybody's an asshole. Okay, so you find them a lot on Reddit. Is that where you got them from?
Yeah, I got all of them from Reddit. From the Am I the
Okay.
Asshole Reddit page. So, I'm gonna start us out with like 6 stories. That's just the test run for this in case you guys want us to do more of them. I also threw in a 2-sentence horror story just for shits and giggles because I read it and I was like, oh, it floored me.
Yeah, when I try to read, I go, huh, too, because I don't know how to read.
Alright, this is our first one. Am I the asshole for telling my half sister that her father might have been in my life longer than my dad, but I will never be walked down the aisle by our mom's affair partner? What's your first instinct on this one? Yay or nay?
Um. Okay.
Or did the title confuse the shit out of you?
Yeah, I went over my head. Sorry.
Okay,
Oh, we
so
weren't in the title part anymore.
no, that is the. Oh my god,
That's the whole. Okay, that's what I thought.
these are
You
long.
said so, or did the title part?
This is the title.
Okay.
They always start with a title. If
All right. Well, I'm gonna start off by saying this right here. This person is not the asshole because if this story is gonna go the way that I think it is, I don't blame him.
I, 27 female, have a half sister, 25 female. We share the same mom, but she cheated on my dad while they were married, and my half sister is the result of that. Mom ended up marrying her dad after the affair was revealed and DNA was established. Apparently, he wouldn't have married Mom if my half sister hadn't been his. My parents shared custody of me until I was just about to turn 8, literally 2 weeks before my birthday, and then my dad passed away in an accident. I was at school, and it was his parenting time with me, so I saw him that day. It really destroyed me. I ended up living with my mom, obviously. I always knew about the tensions between my parents and my dad and my mom's husband. I always knew about the affair because my aunt, mom's sister, was very open about it, and she would use every opportunity to call my mom and her husband out. My mom is still married to my half sister's dad. He tried to be a dad to me. I do think he loves me, and he claims me as his other daughter. All that stuff. But I still see him as not my dad and as the person who slept with my mom and got her pregnant while she was married to my dad. He does not get the fatherly role in my life now. Whenever I see him and my mom, I am civil, but we are not close. My relationship with my half sister isn't that close either, but I know none of this is her fault, so I try to have a sibling relationship with her. After I got engaged, she told me she couldn't wait to see our dad walk me down the aisle. That's when I told her it would never happen, and when she said it should, because he has been there longer than my dad ever was, I told her it didn't matter to me, because I would never be walked down the aisle by my mom's affair partner. She told me that was 26 years ago, and I said, yeah, it was, and I don't remember it happening. But he does not get rewarded, and I'm not disrespecting my dad's memory like that. She told me I shouldn't be acting like this still, and what do I think of her when I hate her parents, and especially her dad, that much? She told me I should appreciate him more for trying to be a good dad to me, and I always rejected him and treated him like shit. Am I the asshole?
All right, Switch. I'm gonna let you take this one first.
uh, I think there's a tact way of doing things, and maybe that wasn't it, but the animosity, I can see where it's coming from.
I can understand.
Yeah.
We understand.
As far as being the one at fault in this situation, I don't know. I think it's just uh, someone. I don't think it's anybody's fault really. I think it's just a situational mishap.
Yeah. What do you think, Travis?
I kind of agree with Switch. So it's not, first off, it's not either one of the kids' fault. I mean, as far as the not wanting her to walk her down the aisle, and where she had said that she didn't want to basically soil her dad's memory by doing so, I don't blame her. I mean, yeah, he's passed away. Been passed away since what she said she was 8 years old, right? And she's 27 now.
Yeah, her dad passed away when she was 8, 2 weeks before her birthday, and she is now 27 years old.
So almost 20 years. I think that there could be some kind of reconcile between her and her stepfather. I mean, if she doesn't want to soil her father's memory by having him walk her down the aisle, that's her prerogative. Because first off, that's not anybody else's day aside from the people that's getting married. And if that's what she doesn't want, then that she doesn't need to have that at her wedding. That's the way I look at it. So, in my opinion, no, she's not the asshole. But at the same time, do I think that she could let some of it go? Yes.
I do believe that she kind of held a grudge where it wasn't. I understand the grudge because you don't ever want to see your parent get hurt by the other one, but that's not your place to hold a grudge. You know what? If you want to hold that grudge, girl. But apparently, from what OP has said, she barely even has a relationship with them to begin with. This is more context. I was scrolling. My bad. She apparently just posted this. That she very rarely ever sees them and doesn't even have a relationship that well with her mother either. The only relationship she really has is with her sister.
See, but I think that's in fault of herself, though.
Oh, yeah, it is.
Because she's holding that grudge against her mom and her stepdad for the affair. And like I said, I get that part. I mean, what happened happened, but at this point in time, I mean, it's still your mom. Yeah, you may not want to claim your stepdad as your parent, but I mean, if he's been there in your life that long, he is a parental figure in your life. At some point in time, you got to reconcile that.
I just don't understand why she's holding the grudge only against her stepfather and not her mom. That's what it looks like to me, is that she's holding most of the grudge against her mother when her mother. I would hold more blame on my mother than I would the other person.
Well, I think they're both at fault.
I mean, they're both at fault, but at the same time, there's other parts of the story that we might not know. Maybe she lied and he didn't know that she was married.
That's also a possibility.
There's missing context, but I do believe she is not the asshole. That's my final standing on that. What about you two?
Same.
Yep. Not the asshole. Locking it in. Final answer.
All right.
I win the $1 million.
Not yet.
No, but we move on to the next round.
You got like 6 more rounds. Sorry.
All right, no deal.
No. All right.
Like
We're on to number
22
2.
right here.
This one's a little I consider this one kind of spicy. As in like,
Brown chicken, brown cow.
no, not brown chicken, brown cow. More like I don't know what side you guys are gonna stand on this one.
Shall see.
You ready? You ready?
Mhm.
Yep.
We all ready?
Yep.
All right.
I'm ready.
Am I the asshole for asking my dad and his new wife, why is this my problem, when they were explaining something to me about my dad's new stepdaughter?
Oh boy.
Why is this my problem?
Basically saying, why is my
Explaining-
stepsister my problem?
Yeah, I need more for that one.
Alright.
I'm gonna say asshole.
Asshole. What about you, Switch? Even though without much context, what do you think?
Without much context, I'm about 50-50, depending on their age. That has a lot to deal with it. Like if the stepsister's an adult, then for sure, why is the adult another person's problem, right? Unless, of course, again, you go the other side with, well, what if she's special needs or something like that, or what if they're little kids? And of course, it just it 50-50.
Just wait. You kind of slightly hit the nail there on
Yep, then I'm going asshole, 100%. Final answer, locking it in.
Okay.
Now, let's see.
All right. Ready?
I'm ready. Call me
Every day.
SpongeBob.
My dad got married a little over a month ago. I, 16 male, met his wife and his daughter just under 2 months ago. They had a long distance relationship before that. My dad's stepdaughter is 4. The incident in question happened a week ago. My dad's wife's daughter wasn't home. By the way, in this entire story, he refuses to call his stepsister and his stepmom stepsister and or stepmom. I don't know why. He just refuses. And I find it weird.
He doesn't accept them as family members.
Even if he doesn't accept them, that's the proper title. It would make this story so much easier to tell and or read. Bear with me with having to say my dad's new wife and my dad's new stepdaughter. My dad's wife's daughter wasn't home. I think she was at a friend of my dad's or something, but they did that so that they could talk to me. My dad's wife told me that she and my dad needed me to know that their daughter would need me more than ever. She told me that while she was married to her ex-husband, she had an affair and that her daughter was born as a result of the affair, and that her older kids all made it clear that they were disgusted by her and found her repulsive as an affair baby. And she said they made it clear that they would never consider her sibling or treat her the same as they would treat each other because she's tainted by the way she was born and all that stuff. She told me that meeting my dad was the best thing that had ever happened to her, and she was so grateful that they had the chance to move so her daughter wouldn't grow up feeling hated every day. And so she had the chance at a family who would love her and treat her the way she deserved to be treated. I didn't really get why she was telling me all that at the moment, and I felt like it was a weird thing to bring up to me. So I asked, why is this stuff my problem when they're still practically strangers to me? They got mad and told me that that was a horrific way to react to being told my new sister, quote unquote, was treated terribly before and hated for something she could not control. They told me it should be obvious to why I was being told, because they wanted me to make an effort to be her older brother and not just a stepbrother she lived with for 2 years and then turned his back on her once he was out of the house. They say I could be a great addition to her life, and I should be honored that I get the chance to have a sibling because losing my mom so young and my dad not finding anyone else special until years later meant I could have remained an only child forever. My reaction is not what they liked, and then they told me my attitude was a problem, and my reaction to being given relevant information as well as my lack of enthusiasm to be there for my dad's new stepdaughter was painting me in a negative light. Dad's wife told me that I was lucky they had the foresight not to say this with their daughter in the house, because it would have been crushing for a little girl to pick up on my lack of affection for her. I asked where the affection was meant to come from after so little time and being thrown together as strangers. Then last week, they had to make comments about my attitude, and my dad told me I was out of order, being so rude and dismissive with my why is this my problem? Am I the asshole?
Okay, I'm gonna take this one first, Switch. I can see almost where he's coming from. Only meeting him 2 months prior, married in a month, 4-year-old. But I want to take a step back here. First off, her are regular siblings, like the older kids of the other one, are really more the assholes here. First off,
Agreed.
100%.
it's not the kid's fault. Okay, so that to me, first off, we're gonna lock in asshole Final answer for them. That was bonus question if y'all didn't know that. That's where I win the 25K on the side. But do I think he handled it the wrong way? Yes, definitely. I think if more time was given, if they would have been introduced a little bit sooner, or maybe even brought this up a little bit later on, maybe his response would have been a little bit different. Based on circumstances, yes, he is an asshole. Locked in, final answer. Switch, I'm passing it on to you.
I agree with you about the new wife's original kids being assholes, and I think she's also one, as well as the father, for a marrying someone who's been obviously has a reputation of cheating, and then not taking the advice of that person's original children. If you're dating someone and their children don't like them because they cheated on them, that's like a red flag to me. One of the biggest ones. So I don't think. But as far as I believe he is an asshole, but I don't think he's the asshole in this situation.
My opinion's he's not the asshole. I mean, he's kind of an asshole to the 4-year-old.
Right, right,
Like, he could give the poor baby a chance.
right. But in the whole situation, I don't think he is the one.
No. The parents are assholes.
Yeah.
The stepmom and
It's
dad
all
are
on them.
assholes. The baby ain't. That poor baby.
Okay, well, I need to know how the stepmom and dad are assholes.
Because instead of understanding the feelings of their son, or more importantly, the stepmom not understanding the feelings of her new stepson, and the father not understanding why his son may be a little hesitant on a new woman in his life, along with a 4-year-old, and they've only known each other for 2 months, they were trying to push a relationship on the poor kid.
Change can't be too easy, especially something so sudden as well.
Yep.
Especially whenever you've went 16 years of your life being an only child, and then all of a sudden you got a 4-year-old.
Right.
You didn't have that 4 years to build up. I can see where the tension in the relationships come from. That's why I'm saying that in like a different circumstance, maybe he wouldn't have had that same response.
Right. He would have been as defensive.
Yeah, but in this particular circumstance taken on, that's why I do agree that he is definitely the asshole in this situation.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yep, lock it in. Final answer.
Final answer?
Final answer.
Alright.
All right, call me SpongeBob again, because I'm ready.
You're ready? We're ready to go ahead and move on.
Ready, Freddy.
Am I the asshole for telling my parents that they can forget about me helping with my mom's pregnancy or their first child?
Hey? What?
I give it to you one more time. Am I the asshole for telling my parents they can forget about me helping with my mom's pregnancy or their first child?
Okay, they definitely worded this title wrong.
Yeah.
Oh, no.
There's a step parent in here somewhere.
No, they didn't. They didn't do it wrong. I promise. You'll get it here in a second.
Okay, but I am going asshole.
I'm confused.
I'm confused too, but I'm throwing that one out there anyway.
How can he help give birth to his mother's first child if he's already birthed and grown? You see what I'm saying?
No, but
Adoption, buddy.
let me give you guys the context. Just hold on.
Yeah, let me get this story.
I am 16 male, and I will soon be 17. My parents recently learned that they are expecting another kid. I say another kid, but this will be their first in every way except for biologically. They have never been good parents. They do the barest of bare minimum and have never considered me their actual kid. I was the burden. They had me when they were 25 and they basically dragged me up. Originally, I was going to be raised by my paternal grandma, mostly, but then she had a massive stroke which left her in a care facility, so they were forced to figure out a babysitter for me, for most of the time. And when I was younger, it was a revolving door of babysitters, so I never had someone I could get close to. I was never someone they considered their responsibility. They never attended a school conference, and they've never signed off on stuff for school. They never even signed me up for free lunches, and I mostly had to rely on teachers giving me something. And then I learned how to make my own food without anyone showing me first. They never saved for me. I have had to struggle a lot with school, and my grades aren't that good. And my teachers over the years have wanted to speak to my parents about getting me help and checking it out, but they never showed. I have basically been alone my whole life, even though we live in the same house, and I have always been able to have some kind of food or something at home. Does it hurt? Yeah, but I'm mostly used to it, and yes, I've tried talking to them about it over the years. I've even wrote them letters, and they didn't even read them. They tossed them in the trash and told me to stop bugging them. Mom was so excited when she learned that she was pregnant. They were celebrating and telling their friends, no family really since Grandma died when I was 7, about the baby. And they talked about how great it would have been to have their first baby. They have openly talked about all the stuff they will do for her. They did the early test to find out the baby is a girl. My parents already started buying stuff for her, and they started a college fund for her already. Something I don't have. They never set up a savings account for me anywhere. My mom started having some complications and she needs to take it easy. They started telling me I need to do more and that I need to be on hand even when the baby comes. I told them they could forget about me helping with her pregnancy or their first child. I told them I was their first child, or I was supposed to be anyway. My mom told me I was a mistake and that I came at the wrong time, but now they're actually having a child they want and I should help them. They told me not to be selfish and I owe them because they made sure I wasn't homeless or in foster care after my grandma got sick. Am I the asshole?
No.
Okay. I retract my statement from the beginning.
Absolutely not. He is not the asshole, and I don't understand how teachers could see the abuse that he was getting, which is neglect, and could not follow CPS.
Yeah, I don't think that person should be in that family situation. Those people are not fit to be parents.
Not even with the baby girl they're having.
I am more hung up on the fact that they openly admitted that he was a mistake and that they didn't want him.
Right?
Oh, yeah. If I could get a hold of them, I'd... Actually, no, I'd be waiting in the room as soon as that baby comes out of her.
I'll do it while she's pregnant. You're pregnant in the stomach, not in the face. I retract my statement from the beginning. He is not the wrong episode. He is not. He is not the asshole in this situation because that is just wrong in so many different ways on the parents' parts for basically neglecting their child for what is he 16, right?
About to be 17.
So it's about for 17 years and then expecting him to take care of the child that they quote unquote want.
Mm-hmm.
So not the asshole. Final answer. Locking it in.
Same.
All right. Now, I want to say, I don't understand from what he says that the school had noticed that he wasn't being fed. That is abuse. That is neglect. Why didn't a counselor or somebody call to help him? That is pitiful.
People don't like sticking their neck out there.
It's disgusting and it's pitiful.
It is. Very much so.
That just makes me really, really sad.
Whole story makes.
Yeah, me too. Makes me want to start a pig farm.
You know what? I would help you with that.
I'm down for a pig farm.
As long as I'm allowed to have a couple cows, I'll happily.
Pineapple, did you get the meaning of the pig farm?
Yes, I did. I know pigs eat everything.
Okay. I was just making sure that you understood that.
I don't know what you take me for.
Well, I mean,
I'm a little offended. Just a little bit. Just a little bit. I see how it is.
well, I can't help you there.
Butthole. Anywho, on to the next. Am I the asshole for wanting to skip my wife's family Thanksgiving because I need a break?
Yes, just from the title.
You know, it depends on what he means by needs a break.
It's probably true, but I mean, it's his wife. If he didn't want to spend time when you get married, you're not marrying just the person, you're marrying the family too.
See, I don't agree with that statement. You're married into the family, but you're not marrying the family.
Yeah, meaning you're becoming part of the family.
Yeah, so that's why I said it depends. Because if he's in this situation where it's you married the family, then I can see him needing a break.
Well, I get it. People don't like their in-laws, but seriously, you gotta
I think
you
I'm
gotta
gonna
figure
need more
something out.
context on this one.
Yeah.
Okay, this one's kind of a long one. I'm gonna give you a fair warning on that. So if I stutter or anything, I am slightly dyslexic.
Hey, don't stutter.
My wife, 38 female, and I, 38 male, have 2 kids, 6 and 4. A little over a week ago, my wife came down with a virus that won't be named. No one else in the family has gotten sick. We've tested multiple times, and we've pretty much secluded my wife to her bedroom. I've been doing my best to keep things in order, and I like to think that I've been doing okay. My wife has told me multiple times during the past week how grateful she is for me taking care of everything while she's sick, and how I deserve a break to do something for myself and once she starts to feel better. Hey, if anybody who's been writing these damn stories on Reddit is listening to me right now, learn how to use a damn comma. Damn. These run-on sentences are just... I'm suffocating over here. Christ. Anyways, moving on. That was my gripe on that. Oh, hey, look, a comma. Yesterday morning, comma. My wife woke up feeling much better and finally tested negative. By the end of the day, she had no symptoms. She still kept herself in her room most of the day, just to be safe. But she did not require me to take care of her, like I had been for the previous few days. Last night, she thanked me again for all that I did, and again said that I deserved to take some time for myself. I told her that I had been thinking about that and said I would like to stay home by myself this coming Saturday to have some peace and quiet. The issue is that Saturday is her family's Thanksgiving gathering, because people have other plans for Thanksgiving Day. She did not like my idea one bit and told me that I can't skip her family's Thanksgiving, just because I want to have a quiet day at home. I told her that she told me multiple times to take some time for myself, and due to our schedule and other family commitments, this Saturday is the best chance for me to have some time to myself until after the new year. Her issues are that it's a long drive to her parents' house, 3 hours. 3 hours there, 3 hours back. And they don't have the space for us to stay overnight. She doesn't want to make the drive with both kids by herself. She also doesn't like the idea of me skipping a family gathering for no reason other than wanting to take a break. We kind of argued about it, and I told her that I don't like that she told me to find time for myself, only to go back on that and make it seem like I have to find time that is convenient and acceptable to her. I told her I don't want to wait another 6 weeks to get my time to myself. She asked me what I was going to do if I stayed home, and I told her I'd probably just stay home in pajamas, watch college football, play video games, and maybe pop a couple edibles. That set her off even more. She told me that if that's how I'm going to spend that time, that I need to come to her family Thanksgiving and find a more suitable time to do this sort of thing. She feels that it isn't fair to stick her with the full stress of taking the kids on a long drive to a family gathering without me there to help. I told her that if I'm only allowed to take time for myself when it's convenient for her, then she shouldn't tell me multiple times that I deserve a break. I know if I just stay home, she's just gonna be pissed. Okay, my opinion, just to give you guys a second to mull. Obviously, he had already committed to this Saturday of going over to her family's house for Thanksgiving, and now because she said he could take a break, he's retracting that said he'd go just so he could take his break because he just doesn't want to go. I think that's a piss poor excuse. If you didn't want to go to her parents' or her family's Thanksgiving thing on a Saturday, just say that. Don't use the excuse that while she was sick and you did your job as a husband. No, you are a husband. That is your job in sickness and in health. You made those kids with your wife. Both of you have the responsibility of taking care of them. And if you're going to stick your wife with 2 toddlers on a 3-hour drive by herself, are you crazy? Toddlers in the back seat, mind you, being 4 and 6?
Asleep in the first.
No, that's
Especially
not
on the
even
way
true
back.
half the time. Okay, on the way back, yes, I can agree with, but on the way there, no, they're not going to fall asleep. They're going to scream. They're gonna kick. They're gonna throw shit. It's different than having like an infant that would fall asleep within the first 5 seconds of driving down the road. I think he's the asshole. To me, he's the asshole.
I think in this particular situation, he kind of is a turd. I mean, wanting some solo time is not a problem, but the way he's going about it, yeah. I can see how it would be okay to skip out on a dinner thing like that if you're just really need some R&R, but if you get kids and they want to see you gotta live up to your kids' expectations and take them to see their grandparents.
Travis, do you have anything to add before I give you guys some more context that LP has added?
More context.
Okay, so OP in the comments that I have gathered, he has supposedly said that his in-laws are racist. The father made a toast at their wedding and said that the wife had married the only Indian man that didn't become a doctor, which I don't think that's racist.
I think it's a
It is.
It's a
stereotype.
Says
stereotype, but I don't think
Yeah,
it's
it's that
racist.
he meant it in a racist way for
I
sure.
don't think he did. Because it was a joke and he was laughing, like he was picking on him. From what OP said. Like, I don't. If he was saying it in a mean way, then I would take it that way, but I think he just meant it as a lighthearted joke. This is where I think he meant it as a lighthearted joke, because supposedly they've never been racist towards the kids. They've never treated the kids any different from any other grandkid. So if they were racist, why would they treat your kids?
because it's different with grandkids.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. Have you met some of these racist people?
Well, I mean, I trust me, I get that part, but it's because the fact that it's their grandkids. Maybe that's what it is.
Maybe they just
But
don't like him.
I mean, that's possible too. I was leaning towards the asshole part.
I don't know. I still think he's an asshole.
If that is something that he deals with whenever he goes over there, and he doesn't want to go, so he doesn't have to deal with that stuff, and he does need a break, then I can see where he's not. I still feel like I don't have enough context in it.
I mean, he can still go, just not like on the trip, just not to the house.
I mean, I think he's an asshole because he's dumping this on her like last. I mean, I know that she was sick, and honestly, being that you had COVID, because I'm not going to say the actual thing, I don't think they should be going in the first place if she had COVID. Because she could still pass it on, but apparently they're one of those families that don't believe in that.
I I don't know. I'm sitting in the middle of the fence on this one.
I think he's an asshole for what he did. Wanting to take a break to yourself, fine. That's fine. You are entitled, not entitled. Yeah, you're entitled to time to yourself. Like, I mean, you're still a person. I mean, sometimes you just need time to yourself, but to pick the only time that your wife would need help with your kids, you a asshole. And especially if you had basically told her, yeah, I'll go, like, before that, and then just retract your statement because you need a break. I'm sorry, dude, but you don't get breaks from your kids unless you politely ask for it and plan it in like a week ahead and make sure your guys' schedules align because you're a team. Work as a team. Get your shit together. For the last few, these have updated with tags on them. The major vote for the past one that we've read is not the asshole.
I think that's what I'm leaning toward. Like I said, I mean, it depends. If that's something that he deals with every time he goes over there, I can see why he doesn't want to go over there.
Right.
Yeah, I can see if that's like a situation, but I can't. Reddit's so weird, and it's really hard to find like updates and whatnot. But like, he's not specifying. He did not give enough context. So within his story, yeah, for me, he's the asshole. Like, if you don't sit there, tell this whole story, and then go in the comments to defend yourself and go, oh yeah, they're racist. Where was this in the story? Where was this context of, I don't like going over there because they treat me this way? That would make more context for people to like make a decision.
Well, he might not have thought it was relevant at the time.
Everybody on Reddit, I'm gonna let you know if somebody's racist and you're not adding it to the story. Yeah, that's relevant. Add it to the story. If you don't add it to the story, it kind of makes you out to be a liar. It makes you look like a liar.
I think what it is he was typing the story up as in like the main part of it is what was going on now, and then he added that in afterwards for a little bit more content. Same way that we read it afterwards for a little bit more content. I do agree. If it's relevant to the story, put it in there. But that, if I was going just based off of the first part of the story, I would say yes. I would lean more on the side of the fence that he is. But with what he added in the comments, updating it, if that is something that he deals with whenever he goes over there, if they are racist and stuff towards him, then I'm leaning to no. So it's I'm gonna stay in the middle because it's just too hard to jump one side of the fence or the other. Because if I was with somebody and their family was like that to me, I wouldn't go to any of their events, whether if I needed a break or not.
Yeah, that's understandable.
So you're gonna go with unconclusive.
You can put
I'm
everyone
gonna go with
sucks. You can.
unconclusive.
The other option, if you can't decide, just say everyone sucks.
Yeah,
Yep,
everyone
everyone's the
sucks.
asshole.
Yeah, there you
I
go.
mean, I agree that everybody's in. Oh, never mind.
We only have 2 more, and then the 2-sentence horror story.
2 second story or story.
You want that
Do
one?
that one, and we'll do the last two. Yep.
This one like floored me for a second, and I audibly gasped. So I hope it gets you guys too. That one looks like an angry duck. There's a dog on roller skates. That one looks a little bit like a dragon. Or Godzilla. My son said eagerly, pointing nonstop. I might not have his imagination, but he's definitely changed how I view human remains.
Wow.
Travis was speechless. He was bamboozled.
I'm not gonna say I was bamboozled,
I don't know, that silence said bamboozled.
but I got a big old smile on my face. I tell you that much.
That's messed up. That's really messed up.
That tugged at the heartstrings, man.
Okay.
He's a true artist.
This one will make you laugh. This one made me laugh. I feel bad for laughing, but at the same time, I really don't. Am I the asshole for indirectly telling my friend that no one will ever love her? What y'all think?
Probably, yeah.
Probably the asshole. Travis?
Yeah, I'm gonna say yes.
Alright. I, female 27, have been with my boyfriend, male 27, for 2 years. And he recently proposed. Congrats, OP, congrats. I then had a weekend brunch with my friends. They wanted to know all about it and started asking me about my wedding plans. A lot of them are married, so they were also giving me advice on a few things. It was going well, but then my friend Alicia, female 33, noticed my necklace and asked me about it. My fiancé also had given me a necklace with my future initials on it when he had proposed. My first name and his last name. We discussed it in the past, and I loved the idea of sharing his last name. The moment I told her that it was a gift from him, Alicia started berating my fiancé for upholding an outdated cultural belief and how he must be very controlling and possessive. I explained I want to take his last name after marriage, and she still continued. She told me that this necklace is like a dog collar and that he's trying to claim that I'm his property and I should feel insulted over such a misogynistic present. At this point, I lost it and said, well, you should be glad because no one would ever claim you in such a patriarchal fashion. She started crying and left. My friends agreed with me that she was being extremely insulting, but a few of them later said that I should still apologize because marriage is a sore spot for Alicia, as she is the eldest in the group and unmarried. Nobody has ever shamed her for it, but she has cried at a few friends' weddings. So am I the asshole for indirectly saying that nobody will marry her?
I mean, it's kind of hard to get married when you're a right.
Hey! Stop it.
Switch, let's not go there. You know what? If you're a bitch like that, Alicia, I see why nobody wants to claim your ass. And if you're gonna make a big scene and cry at other people's weddings, man, f you.
I mean, people cry at weddings.
From the sounds of it, she's not boohoo crying because, oh, my friend got married and it's so beautiful. It's, I'm lonely. Someone pay attention to me.
Actually, it sounds like this Alicia chick has a deep hatred for the husband for whatever reason. There's all sorts of animosity there, and I'm not sure
Now she
why.
jealous.
That's what I was fixing to say. I don't think it's animosity towards the husband. I think it's animosity towards the fact that she's getting married and the other one's not. I think that's what it is.
What if Alicia's in love with OP?
Right? That could be a good possibility. Or the husband, too.
Ooh. Drama.
So I'm gonna go. Not the asshole.
Same.
First off, you're sitting here. Okay, I get it. Not everybody conforms to the traditional, standards to being married and taking the husband's last name and stuff like that. I get it. You don't sit there and belittle somebody's relationship because they decide that they want to go that traditional route just because you don't believe in it.
Right? Just because you're not happy doesn't mean you can bring everybody else around you down.
Exactly. And OP was just telling the truth. If that's how she's going to be, nobody's going to want to be with her.
Exactly.
So I'm going not the asshole. Final answer, locking it in.
She's not the asshole. 100%. You are OP. You are not the asshole. You are absolutely not the
OP,
asshole.
we love you.
We love you and we stand by you.
I want wedding invitations.
Yes, please. All right. You guys ready for the last one? It's a shorter
I'm
one.
ready.
Am I the asshole for not giving footballs back? And I will go ahead and let you know they don't mean footballs. They mean art. They don't mean American footballs. They're talking about soccer balls.
Oh, okay. I thought you were
Um.
doing a euphemism for drugs, then I was like, oh, okay.
Oh my God! If you're calling drugs footballs, can I get a pass over here? I'm kidding. I'm not a druggie. It was just funny.
Oh my god.
I did not just talk like that, did I really?
That is exactly
Oh
what
my
you just
God,
sounded like.
No! I would.
That is exactly what you sounded like.
Yeah, you know what's about to happen? I'm gonna commit tax fraud.
I'm going to say a bad word.
I'm gonna say a very naughty word. Just wait. Just you wait. I live with my mother, and a couple months ago, a family moved into the house next door, and every day, when the two boys would get home from school, or all day on the weekends, they would play soccer in the backyard. From around 4 p.m. to 10 p.m., balls are being belted at the fence and constantly landing in my yard. I will usually throw them back over when I get up, or they will catch me coming home and ask for the balls to be thrown over. Recently, I've been getting pretty sick of throwing them back over since they have about 15 balls in their backyard and they've been knocking at my door at 9 or 10 p.m. and I just ignore them because I'm in bed. My mom usually doesn't mind the noise because she doesn't hear it, but a couple of the garden decorations and plants have been broken due to the balls, and she went to speak to their father about them playing in the front yard. Yesterday, I was putting my trash cans out, and the older, oh my God, it's hard to change this. And the older boy, around 14, asked if I could give the balls back. I told him that I would. If one more went over the fence, I would start throwing them in the bin. He started getting annoyed with me after I told him to go across the road and play in the grass so he wouldn't keep losing them. Then stormed back into his house and started kicking the balls against the fence. There's about 6 or 7 in my yard right now, and I'm just waiting for him to knock the fence over because it's on its last legs. My mom says I'm being cruel and that they're just kids and there is no reason why they should keep kicking them over the fence. Am I the asshole? No.
Okay. I can actually speak on this one pretty well. I have 2 busted windows
Uh-oh.
because of soccer balls. I think he is. I'm going to say that he is being an asshole. I get it. It's annoying.
Well, they're damaging things.
Well, that's what I was going to say. I know things are getting broken and stuff like that. I get it. But at the same time, I agree with his mom. They are kids. And let me tell you why I say that I think that he's being an asshole. For like I said, first off, I mean, I got 2 busted windows because of soccer balls. And I mean, of course, I've never went over there and told them they couldn't play soccer. I mean, they hit the side of my house all the time and stuff like that. But it ain't no big deal to me. I mean, it is a big deal when you got to replace windows. But I look at it like this: they're out there, they're being active, they're doing things, you know, that kids should do, rather than what most kids do nowadays, anyways. With, you know, of course, you know, screen time and being out in the street doing stuff that they're not supposed to. I'd much rather have to throw a few soccer balls back over the fence than have to hear about how my neighbor's kids then got picked up on the side of the road for doing things they weren't supposed to, or them just being inside on a screen 24/7. You know what I'm saying?
Well, I mean, they're damaging property. They're also damaging the fence. Like, you can buy your kids a goal. You can buy your kids something so that way it's not damaging others' property.
I'm good with yes, but not like hardcore.
I'm going with he is.
I don't think he's the asshole. I think I can understand it considering the fact that they're doing it every single day and these kids need to be more responsible with their balls. That sounded
That's
so weird.
bad.
That sounded pretty bad. Alrighty, guys. That was our talk for this week. Now we got to run. And we're going to run right on into the next week whenever we do the next one. I just want to say, I think I won the $1 million today.
No, you want a cookie.
Wait, there's gonna be another episode of Jeopardy though, isn't there? Yeah, so you won this episode, but there's more episodes to come.
Oh, are we doing a Jeopardy style? I was doing Deal or No Deal and Who Wants to Be a Millionaire?
You did it 3 different ways, but you gotta pick one. Friday, when you guys listen to this, let us know if you liked it, and we will do another one. And we'll do it like Jeopardy. He won this episode. You want a cookie, Travis. This episode, you want a cookie.
Okay, I want peanut butter cookies.
400 points, but you know, just like whose line is it anyway, the points don't really matter.
That's fair. But bonus points. Okay. If y'all can guess where today's quotes come from.
Google.
No, actually it doesn't. It does not come from Google.
I don't know, you can Google it, so it comes from Google.
Well, I mean, I guess you could Google it, but okay, you gotta. It's extra points if you can guess where it comes from, aside from Googling it.
Okay.
Okay. Instead of seeing what they want you to see, you have to open your brain to the possibilities.
Harry Houdini.
No.
That was
Avatar: The Last Airbender.
No.
Oh.
I'm gonna give y'all a hint. It comes from a show, actually. Would you like me to read it again?
Yes.
yeah.
Instead of seeing what they want you to see, you have to open your brain to the possibilities.
It's not anime, is it?
It is, actually.
Okay, so it's anime. 7 Deadly Sins?
Negative. Okay, I'll give you another hint. Well, Pineapple, you guess again.
The King of Omashu.
She got it.
It's from Avatar! The Last Airbender! I was right!
That's what I just said. You got it.
But I
Yeah, but
said
she said
Avatar: The
Airbender
Last
earlier.
Airbender!
Yeah, that was her first.
That is not what I thought you said.
Oh, I'm gonna grab you by your fat neck and just strangulate you!
Okay, apologies, guys. Pineapple won the extra point. Do
Congratulations.
you want another one?
Sure.
No. Because you're going to tell me I'm
Why not?
wrong.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Okay. You ready?
Yep.
Yes.
While it is always best to believe in oneself, a little help from others is a great blessing.
Uncle Iroh.
Yeah, that sounds like something he would say.
That is something he'd say because he said it.
From the last Airbender, by the way, if anybody didn't know.
Yeah, from the same anime. But I am Travis. I love y'all. Y'all have a good night.
And I'm Pineapple, and I love you guys, and I hope you have a safe weekend this weekend. And I know that we'll post before Thanksgiving, but have a great Thanksgiving, and please be safe during the holiday season.
As always, I'm Switchworks. Hasta lasagna. Don't get in the anya.